This video chart presentation of Green Bank Shares Inc. This is a NASDAQ Global Select stock trading our ticker GRNB. No big secret that bank plays haven't been getting a whole lot of love lately, but I'll throw this one on the watch list because it's sitting right on a support level right now. See low volume, 27,000 shares traded yesterday. About average, probably a little bit below. Some indecision apparently going on with this play. But these three candles right here make up what we call a morning star pattern, so it's one to keep an eye on. It's a good reversal pattern coming right off a support level. Now we can see right off, it's been diving off some here recently from up pushing $2.90 back down to around $2.50. So naturally, you're going to see a little bit of regression going on in the indicators. MACD, though, we'll look for try and hold right around this zero line. You can see this black line, the 12 EMA, start to make a rotation here in the near future, which of course is going to have to require buying pressure, which will confirm the Morningstar pattern. So we'll throw this on the list, see if it's going to start to make a rotation. Look for a signal line cross in the future. Almost identical look with the PPO. ADX coming back down, losing a little bit of steam to this trend. ADX won't turn that quick typically unless it's a real strong move. It's going to take a sharp bounce. We're just going to look for something around that trend line to hold. Positive and negative EIs in a pretty neutral position. MFI trying to make some higher lows, make a little bit of upward movement. We want to see that break of 50 to show some real strength coming into the play. Accumulation distribution showing some strength. There's a little bit of buying coming into this play. Shaking money flow with the big down days here recently, diving back towards zero, but buying pressure is still overcoming selling pressure. Just look for that zero mark to hold. Full stow, much like we just spoke of. This thing's been losing some momentum. Full stow back down near oversold territory. This is really showing this is a play of the candle. See if it's going to hold. MFI showing a little bit of upward movement. Again, that breakthrough 50, providing a true challenge for it. That's what we'll look for. See the rotation happening. We'll want to see that break of 50. Tricks. Most importantly, always hold over top of zero, battling with that level, kind of in a channel, perhaps a little bit downward. Bearish cross happening right now. It's a lagging indicator, so it's reflecting the downward movement slower than the other indicators do. RSI lost its gas, momentum fell through, broke through 50. Of course, when that happens right through here, what we always say is look for a stronger downward move, and there's what happened. Most importantly with this chart, what I'm looking for, as I mentioned to start this out, a support level right there around $1.50 to hold. It is the key to it because it doesn't pick up a whole lot of support. Perhaps somewhere down here around $2.20 it does get a little bit, but of course down around that $2 mark is the next real strong area. So it's going to be pretty imperative that it holds $2.50. The whole reason I'm doing this chart is because of this Morningstar pattern. It's a little bit of an odd shaped one. A lot of times you'll see these two candles be a little bit more side by side. You won't see this long upper shadow right here. You'd actually see it showing a little bit more buying pressure with a long lower shadow, or perhaps a spinning top, something along that. So it's a little bit of a different looking Morningstar. I'm always trying to keep a wide variety of patterns and charts, so that's why I decided to do it today. And of course, that support level. From a resistance standpoint, some secondary mixed in right here around $2.70. But of course, it really starts to heat up right there around $2.90. Several days it tried to move above it, but really reinforcing the idea of how strong resistance is around $2.90. So we're looking to see if volume's going to try and kick back up a little bit on this. See how it reacts to that secondary resistance around $2.70, and see if it's going to go up here and try and push the upper side of this channel. If it can't hold the support, can't hold the lower side, odds are increased that it's going to come down here and at least touch 220, quite possibly come down here and test that $2 mark again. So for me, if it can't hold that support, it would definitely be a walk away from it thing and let it get closer to a new support level and see how it reacts at that point. But in the interim, not a bad looking chart, one to keep an eye on. Again, has to hold 250 for this chart to be remotely in play. As always, it's merely my interpretation of the Green Bank Shares chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.